We are standing in a world on edge. Headlines scream collapse. Systems unravel. People are bracing for impact, and nobody knows what's real anymore. War, political chaos, natural disasters, mass confusion. It's a lot, and most people don't know how to make sense of it. In this video, I'm going to talk about why everything looks like it's falling apart, and I'm going to offer a perspective that might shift the way that you see it all. Back in March, I put out a video on the blood moon eclipse. I'm going to share it over here. And if you want to watch that full one, you can see it. It's in my shorts on YouTube. I'll go ahead and link it in the description below as well. Anyways, I said that it would mark the beginning of a massive shift, the blood moon, that is, not just spiritually, but globally. I could feel it in my chest, and today we're watching it unfold in real time. Prophecies from every major tradition told us that this time would come. The Bible says, in the last days, there will be wars and rumors of wars. Nations will rise against nations, earthquakes and signs in the sky. The Hopi speak of a time when the world will be divided between those who walk in harmony and those who cling to illusion. When the earth would shake and cleanse itself. And in Hinduism, the Kali Yuga, we were told that the world would grow darker, systems would collapse, and truth would be buried until the great shift comes. We are in that shift. This is the end of times, but not like you were taught. Not in fire and brimstone, but in crumbling systems and rising souls. It's not the end of the world. It's the end of the world as we knew it. And what comes next is the beginning of something entirely new. Before we dive into the rest, I want to invite you to like and subscribe to this channel because this isn't just another content rabbit hole. This is where we break down the truths behind what's collapsing and start building what comes next. We're not just surviving the apocalypse, we're rising from it. Here, we decode the collapse, navigate awakening, answer the call of purpose, and build the world that comes after. So, if you're here for that, hit like, hit subscribe, and drop a comment letting me know what this video is bringing up for you so far. Now, back in March, I released the video on the warm blood moon eclipse in Virgo, and I didn't just say something big was coming. I said, this is the shift. I called it Judgment Day. I said that the veil wasn't thinning, it was lifting, that everything hidden would be revealed, that the mirrors would crack, the illusions would fail, and only those who could truly see would know what comes next. And look around. Since then, we've seen headlines erupt with chaos. And I am not political, so don't come for me. Trump returned to office, and with him came a flood of controversy, division, and global tension. Iran is back in the spotlight, and not just diplomatically. There are rumors of sleeper cells, conflicting factions in the US, and whispers of World War III on the lips of a worn-out public. 79% of Americans say that they're worried Iran might target civilians. Meanwhile, we have a house divided against itself as insiders fight amongst themselves in Washington. The news screams of political chaos, climate disasters, economic stress, mental health crises, and a level of collective disorientation that feels unspeakable. But I did speak it. And I said it then because I knew, not just intellectually, but spiritually, that the cycle was quickening. We're in the next wave now. And for those of you who woke up in 2020 or 2021, you know that was your first shock wave. You started to see through the veil, to recognize lies that you once believed. That awakening was a spark, but this is going to be a wildfire. Pluto entered Aquarius, and that's no small thing. That's the planet of death and rebirth, now sitting in the sign of revolution, technology, and humanity itself. So if it feels like everything is unraveling, it's because it is, but not without a purpose. This isn't punishment. It's propulsion. The fire is getting hotter, not to burn us, but to wake us up. because too many are still asleep, and the soul of the world, it's screaming for us to rise. So that's where we are. And if you're watching this, you're awake enough to feel it, but it's easy to get caught up in the fear, to wonder if maybe this really is the end, or if you were just born into some cosmic mistake. But no, there is more to this than that fear. You weren't born to observe collapse. You were born to reshape reality. Let's talk about what keeps people trapped in fear and how we can break out of that. Here's the truth that most people miss. The system uses fear to stall our awakening. The more people start to wake up, the louder the illusion gets, because fear is the ultimate distraction, and it's designed to keep you too paralyzed to act, too overwhelmed to think clearly, and too isolated to realize that you're not alone. That illusion, it wants you frozen. It wants you scrolling headlines until your nervous system gives out. It wants you doom spiraling instead of decision making. Because if you're afraid, you're easier to control. And that's the whole point. But here's where it gets interesting. The louder it gets, the weaker it actually is. The fear machine is like a cornered animal. It knows its days are numbered, and so it lashes out louder, bolder, and more erratically than ever before. That's not power, that's panic. And the moment that you see it for what it is, the illusion cracks. When you realize that your attention is your fuel and what you focus on feeds the narrative, you start to take your power back. You stop feeding fear and you start feeding the future. Because yes, there are real tragedies, real wars, real pain. But the system thrives on you believing that it's inevitable, that there's no other way, that collapse is all there is. But you know better. This collapse, it's an initiation, and you are not powerless. You're here because something inside of you knows that it's time, and that knowing, that's your call to rise. You don't have to walk that path alone. Come join the fire, our private circle community where we don't just talk about awakening, we walk it together. Inside, we gather around a daily rhythm that keeps us grounded. Reflections, tools, collective readings, moon rituals, live calls, but most importantly, it's a space to stay awake, to stay sane, to remember you're not the only one. You can find us at thefire.circle.so, and of course, I'll put a link in the description. This collapse that you're witnessing, it's not random. It's not chaos without purpose. It's the natural result of a system that was never built to last, and absolutely not built to liberate. And the good news is, we're not just watching the end. We're standing at the precipice of a new beginning. Pluto moved into Aquarius just last year in November, and it'll be there for the next 20 years. And astrologically, Pluto brings destruction only to resurrect what's true. Aquarius rules revolution, innovation, and humanity itself. So what does that mean for us? It means everything false is crumbling and everything real is rising. We are entering the age of awakening. That's not a tagline, it's a timeline. And the moment that we're in right now is a threshold. We're standing at a radical choice point. Will you cling to the old or will you build the new? Because that's the real invitation. You weren't born to watch the world burn. You were born to build what comes next. So if everything around you feels like it's breaking, maybe it is, but not because we are doomed, because we are being asked to burn away what's not pure so that all that remains is gold, because we're being initiated. And the ones who feel it, the ones who see it, we're not crazy. We're not too sensitive. We are the future, arriving early. So here we are. You've seen it with your own eyes, the headlines, the unraveling, the chaos, and maybe now you're remembering what I said back in March video. Judgment Day, the lifting of the veil, the rise of a new world. And if you take one thing with you from this video, let it be this. Everything you're seeing was foretold. From the Bible's wars and rumors of wars to the Hopi prophecies of a world divided by illusion, to Hindus' Kali Yuga and the promise of truth reborn through collapse. This is not the end, it's the beginning. So yes, everything false is failing, but not to leave you hopeless, to make room for what's real. This is the age of awakening. The prophecy is not just playing out around you, it's calling from within you. You weren't born for despair. You were born for such a time as this, to be here now, to remember, to rise, to build what comes next. So hold this perspective when it all looks like it's falling apart. Remember, the old world has to collapse for the new one to rise. We are walking prophecy, and the fire, it's not your enemy. It's your forge. If you're walking through this awakening, you don't have to do it alone. Come join the fire, our private circle community, where we don't just talk about the awakening, we walk it together. Like I said before, inside we share daily reflections, nervous system tools, card pulls, moon rituals, and live calls. But more than that, it's a place to be seen, to be heard, to remember that you're not alone. So join us at thefire.circle.so. And if this video struck something deep in you, like, comment, subscribe. This is just the beginning. I'm putting another video in one of these corners. Check it out if this one resonated. You'll probably like it too. All right, I'll see you in the next one.